are now about to witness the awesome crushing might of the year Eugene S. Robinson Curated Show. Stomper! Yo, yeah, everybody, yeah. Welcome, my friends, to a show that seems never end. This is version 377 of the Eugene S Robinson Showstopper. I'm your host, Eugene S Robinson. Oh, we got a lot to talk about today. Ain't that so, Mr. Robinson? Yeah. Well, first, let's let Bob Ryan sing us in as he let him sing it. You know, since 2007. That is Stigmata. The song's intro, All of Nothing. The record, The Padding of the Just. Available from Revelation Records in Huntington Beach, California. Where? Basically, death of the nightclub. They hit your car with a hammer. And they run your mayor pro tem out of town on the rail to open up a substandard restaurant in Central Florida that will never be failed. Got it this time. No pills. Straight into today. No drinking. No pills. Nothing. Just laser focused clarity. Listen well. But I could not see so clear. The real good looking. I'm taking a real good look at your face. So weird, crazy, I could go on. That's my day. I don't even know if I could fit it all in. Let's get the audio going the right way. We got some cool shit. But first off, hold on. Here I am. This is probably my, let's see, a week from now is the, let's do the math. So 20th, 24th. This is my next to last show from Poland. The 31st, there may not be a show because I think I got a show. I'm going to try to do it. I think I have a show in London. And if I have a show in London, then the next show will be the first show from Spain, from the house. If you've read the Substack, I put up some more pictures of the new joint inside. You can see, you look at that joint and it's kind of hard for me to make the pitch for funds, but that's not the point. The point is, it's $440 a month. June has got to be paid. Everybody's doing their part. The guys who've been paying, they know who they are. They live forever in my heart, and you guys owe them a debt of service. Everybody else, subscribe to the Substack so you can at least get the Substack. You get photos, you get the whole bit. But let's go straight. I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a long time. Usually I start with a roundup, how we got here to the week. We'll do that later. Right now, I want to talk about the fights. Oh, yo, Mr. Robinson, you watched the fights? Of course I didn't. Of course I did not. Well, why not? Come on, man. I went to sleep, and despite my best efforts, I said, I am going to watch these fights. I'm not going to get up at 4 a.m. and watch these fights. The early prelims are at 6 o'clock California time, which, of course, is 3 a.m. European time. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But despite my best efforts to ignore it, I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. It's like the scene from Dirty Harry. I guess you don't know that. How would they fire 5 or only 6 shots? I guess in all this excitement, I kind of forgot myself, but you need to ask yourself one question. Do you feel lucky, punk? Do you? The guy stops because I gots to know. I gots to know. So I'm up at 5 in the morning, tired as fuck today. Did I watch the fight at 5 in the morning? No, I did not. I read about the fight. And then they give you the posse, these little clips. So usually use one of the illegal streams. Well, I said, I don't have it anymore. I canceled. Well, you know what I just found out? The Express VPN that I had, the Express VPN that a friend of mine had expires next week. So as soon as I finish the show, I will go and watch the fight. But it's immaterial because on this extensive card that saw at least 3 dropouts, one with the cat who came in some guy whose name I don't know, who gives a fuck, came in 4 pounds overweight, which is ridiculous. They lost 3 fights. There were only 2 fights on the card I gave a shit about. And you're starting to see a trend with these fights. And the trend is, which is why I'm glad Care Don't Care doesn't exist anymore, and that largely I'm out of the game. Last time I told somebody I was out of the game, what I meant is, fucking everything that moves. So nah, I can't do that shit anymore. I'm out of the game. I told a buddy of mine, I'm out. And I stuck to that. So, I'm out of the game, but out of the game. Could watch the fights. I could do it. My body woke me up anyway. So I read about it. They find a friend of mine who had ExpressVPN. It expires next week. So after this show is over, maybe I'll let my friend know and he can watch the fights. The 2 fights he gave a shit about. Yeah, exactly. What fights, right? And the 2 fights, there's a trend going on. And the 2 fights I care about were Hamzat and Cannonier. And I gave that order purposefully mixed up because what I should have done is take the established guy, DDP, to parallel it, DDP and Cannonier versus Khamzat and I want to say Jeff Neal, but Jeff Neal got knocked the fuck out. I don't really give a fuck about Jeff Neal anyway. Cannonier fought Michael Venom Page. Yeah, so exactly right. It makes more sense now. I don't know how many fights were in the card. They lost 3. I only cared about 2, and I can watch them on ExpressVPN, but it didn't matter. And I tell you something else, and I have to lead with this. Despite the fact that I think he's got the it, I like his angle of attack. I like every other word being brother. I hate Khamzat. And I hate him because he threatened a friend of mine's life. Haim Ghazali, fighter. So he threatened a guy named Haim Ghazali. Haim Ghazali is a MMA guy I know from Tel Aviv. And I'm not going to get down to the weeds of the fucking, Israeli-Palestinian thing, Gaza, the whole, and I'm saying that because if you remove Israel from the equation, those people that say from the river to the sea, if you completely take out Israel from the equation, you fucking know there's not going to be any peace in the Middle East. So don't act like it's a palliative. Oh, that the Israelis have to be brought to heel. We got to get rid of Israel. I'm not even going to talk about that. Well, the best part about being into MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if you train, and even if you don't train, so you can walk into any place, anywhere in the world and go, hey, can I hang with you guys? And they'll say yes. Not only say yes, bro, I've walked into places, Berserker fight team in Poland, guys who pick custom-made BMWs driving me hither and yon. I've gone into places in Brighton. I've gone into places in Marseille. I've trained all over the world. I've gotten nothing but love all over the world. So all of a sudden, to bring this outside world shit into it, it bugs me. And I was hoping against hope, but I went to sleep that Khamzat. The thing is, there's no surprises with him. And they don't need to be. He, like Jose Aldo, like convicted rapist McNuggets, Conor McNuggets, all these cats, have said at one point or another some variation of, why should I change what I'm doing? So what is that great line? From A New Country for Old Men, of what use is your rule if it brought you to this? Spoken by Anton Chigurh to Woody Harrelson. I mixed that up. I gave the character's name with the, Bardem with Woody Harrelson. I did whatever. So the point is, what they're saying essentially is, why would I change? It's got me here. Anyway, so that's been a whirlwind. Read the Substack. Get your friends to read the Substack. Subscribe to Substack, free or paid, whatever. I don't give a shit. Got some cool things coming up soon. I mean, we're like probably about 12 days away if you live in the UK. Supersonic in Birmingham, London at the New Cross Inn the next day. Whipping Boy Muru remix reissue goes live August 25th. 500 only copies. Yeah, it'll be CD and digital, that's the vinyl. One of each, 500. That's it. Comes with a free T-shirt. Get it now. Anyway, so Tuesday, let's go through what's coming up. Tuesday, we got If the Shoes Fit, which is at 3 p.m. California time now. Yeah, because I can't hang getting up at 4 in the morning to do that either. 3 p.m. California time is midnight Europe time. So, so that is doable. That's Tuesday. Bad Boss Brief. And this is the off week for Bad Boss Brief. We had 2 weeks ago, we had a viewer mail, a viewer directed show. I think this was the second viewer-directed show, and it was great. The Substack was a reader-directed Substack, so we listened to the community. So that Tuesday, I want to get John Nash on the show and drill down on the $7.7 billion because only newbies and outsider fools believe that this is a good thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad those guys got their money, but it's not going to improve the sport. It's not going to improve fighter pay. It's not going to do anything except make the rich richer. So that's whatever, man, I guess. Anyway, that's the end of the show. I can't scream because Cora at this point now is solidly finally asleep. But you know how I end the show, which I will do again in Spain, where I have my own office. It can be as loud as I want. It's in the pictures on the Substack. You can see my office. You won't know which one's my office, but it's the one with the glass blocks in it. Anyway, this is version 377 of the Eugene S Show Stomper. We'll see you next week. Until then, you know what we say? Look what you made me do! Look what you made. And that's the thing, Polish food, man, a lot of cabbage. Fucking farting up the storm. I can't stop myself. I'm sorry. Look what you made me do! Don't die. Don't die.
Thanks for joining us this week for yet another episode of the Show Stomper podcast, featuring your host, Eugene S. Robinson. Follow Eugene's weekly newsletter, which is a soaring hit, over at eugenesrobinson.substack.com. If you're still hanging on to Twitter, he's there at Eugene S. Robinson. While you're at it, you can follow him on Insta at Mr. Sleep 3. That's the number 3. For more episodes of the show that seemingly never ends, go to showstopperpodcast.substack.com. Eventually, it will house all the Knuckle Up archives we can locate. We already have all the jiu-jitsu breakdowns for free. Check out Eugene on the Bad Boss Brief podcast, as well as the If the Shoes Fit podcast. Pick up his memoir, A Walk Across Dirty Water and Straight into Murderer's Row, today, and be sure to leave him a much appreciated, honest Amazon review. Hey, are you still there? I'm here too. This is me, June M. Williams, Eugene's producer. The show Stomper has been produced since 2015 by Original Designs, owned and operated by myself, June M. Williams. I provide Eugene with things like videography, original show graphics, motion graphics, show logos, podcast syndication, social media, and more. I can be reached at orijunels@gmail.com, which is spelled ORIJUNELS@gmail.com.